Good morning and welcome to a day in the life. So typically I wake up around 7ish, depending if I have a swim or not. So I wake up at 7, read, drink my coffee, and then start work around 8. I work remotely, so I just move from the couch to my computer. And then after that is when training comes. I like to kind of like crank it out in the beginning of the day. I today have an aerobic run with strides. It's a 1 hour run. And so I'm going to get to work and then I'm going to take you on a run with me and kind of show you what that all looks like. So I was about to go on my run, but it started raining. So I'll just show you what I'm eating to prepare for that. So I had a turkey sausage, eggs, and cheese for breakfast. I had 2 slices of that. I love having protein when I wake up in the morning. And then I typically like to eat some sort of carbohydrate or specifically fruit before I run. But instead today we had Honey Nut Cheerios and that really excited me. So just because it's an aerobic run and it's an hour, I'm not gonna practice my nutrition today, but I am gonna just do what I typically do. So I'm almost done and I'm gonna get on my run here in a second. Reppin' TS2. I love this visor. It's very comfortable and it keeps sunscreen from like dripping off here and getting into my eyes. I was wrong about this sunscreen. So this run, I forgot to mention, it's gonna be quite hilly because I'm at the lake. And typically my run course has maybe 1 hill, if that, for just aerobic runs. But this one has a hill, like a gnarly hill, about every 1/5 of a mile. So this is going to be tough. And my aerobic zone is going to happen quite quickly because these hills will destroy you. So 1 hour, let's crank it out. I was wrong about this sunscreen. It's definitely in my eye. And this is the best part about being at the lake. Because as soon as I finish running, I do this. All right, that's a wrap. Day is done. Took a shower, as you can tell. And for dinner, I had a huge steak, a salad with tons of vegetables, and lots of water to drink. Sometimes I have a guilty pleasure. I like to drink Coke Zero. No, that's not the best for you. So I didn't have that tonight. But anyways, I'm just really, really grateful and excited that I get to do this race in Kona. I should not be there considering the road that it took to get there. It's quite miraculous that it's even happening, and even more miraculous that I get to do it with my little sister. And I just want to encourage anyone who has ever thought or dreamt about doing an Ironman, you can so do it. You can literally go for it. Like, you could do it. And don't listen to anybody who says you can't. So thank you for listening to my day, and I'm super grateful. I'm so excited, and yeah, can't wait to get there.
All right, good morning. Day in the life of an Ironman competitor getting ready for Kona. Fair warning, this video, it ain't pretty, but it's honest. So it is currently 7:30. I've been up since about 6:45. Had my alarm set for 5:30. Woke up a little sick. Decided I need to sleep then to prioritize a morning training session. So tried to go back to sleep for a while. Ended up getting up around 6:45, and right now I am currently working on some homework. So I'm in graduate school to be a therapist right now, and you'll kind of see later, but I have classes, but I also have to get hours for counseling. So that will be later on today though. So this morning I'll be working on homework till about 8 a.m. and then I'll switch over to my desk job for the day. And I am a claims specialist for a fire insurance company. So it's all remote, thankfully. So I will get on to that here in just a little bit. This morning I was supposed to swim, but we're gonna try to switch that to this afternoon. We'll see how I'm feeling. I had a huge weekend this weekend. We did a race simulation, so 2-mile run, 4:15 bike, and 12-mile run. So had that on Saturday. Sunday, got my cornea scratched. Well, thought I had my cornea scratched by my niece. So couldn't swim that day. Had to do a little recovery spin. And then yesterday was another brick. So really need to prioritize swimming today. We'll head to the pool at some point, hopefully, in between something. But we'll figure it out. It always works out somehow. You just gotta find the right time. But glad you joined Merryll and I both for the day. So it should be a fun day. Merryll will have her own kind of day in the life. We have very different day in the lives. So we decided we'll do that differently, but we'll get to interview together. Strap in and enjoy the ride. All right, breakfast this morning. My coach would be very disappointed in me, but whenever I know I'm training the next morning, I'll try to eat a little bit of a bigger dinner because it's hard for me to eat around 5 or 6 a.m. If I am hungry when I wake up, I'll just eat a banana and peanut butter, or a piece of toast with peanut butter, or an apple with peanut butter, big peanut butter girl, before I either run, bike, swim, whatever I'm doing. But this morning we are just having some good old black coffee. That's all that really sounded good this morning, especially my throat hurts pretty badly. And so black coffee kind of hit the spot. When I do begin to kind of get hungry, I'll probably do Greek yogurt bowl, which is my favorite thing. Just Greek yogurt, honey, and some granola, or I think it's like a peanut butter crunch. It's Kashi brand, but oh my gosh, it's so good. I'll also do that. So might do that probably in the next hour or two. I'll film it and make sure everyone sees it. But yeah, that's about it so far. I am eating like this today because this was what needed to be eaten out of the fridge. So the spinach was about to go bad and the steak was left over from last night. I was like, you know what? We'll make a good little healthy meal out of this. But don't be fooled. I am not this healthy of an eater. It's about 1:30 now. It is a little late to be eating lunch, but I had to go run an errand during my lunch break, so I didn't get to make this until I just came back. In just a little bit here, we will go swim. But before that, I think I mentioned earlier that I am in graduate school to be a therapist. So all of those clinical hours that I'm getting usually occur after work. So after work, I'll get off around 4:35, head to the office, do a few sessions tonight, and hopefully get a swim in. Maybe I'll get a cancellation. Maybe I'll just go after all the sessions. We'll just have to wait and see. So would have loved to do it on my lunch break, but didn't have enough time to be able to do the full 45, 50. So we'll eat this and I'll check in with you all in a little bit. All right. I can't even lie. I found some frozen chocolate bar that I left in the freezer that I'm eating. Eating that, something actually really important that I make sure I do every single day, training or not, is I drink 3 of these every day. It's a 40-ounce water bottle. I drink at least 3 every day, sometimes more, especially if I'm training hard or long sessions or really hot sessions. I'll drink at least 3, maybe 4, and then I'll maybe have another one even with, I'll have another one with maybe some electrolyte mix. Like, I'll show you what I use for that in a little bit, but I switch off between different electrolyte mixes that I'm not using, that I wouldn't use during a workout, but I would use maybe after a workout. I will show you those here in just a little bit. All right, I am here at my office. This is where the therapy happens. So that's about it. Update, still sick. All right, just finished up my sessions, changed back into my clothes I was wearing and my swimsuit. Heading to the pool. I had a cancellation, so I'm able to get there a little sooner than I thought. So heading there now, and I think I have 4,550 yards to do today. I'll break it down a little bit more when I get to the pool. I had brought a little bag of cereal with me because it sounded really good. It was that peanut butter cereal that I had this morning. Ate some of that, no, but I did put in a scoop of the clear, it's the Hint of Lemon electrolyte mix from Scratch. My shipment just came in today for a bunch of new Scratch stuff, so, which is an interesting thing. I used to use Scratch pretty religiously, but after Ironman Florida last year and Ironman Chattanooga, both races, it just did not sit well with me. Probably some of my own fault, but not eating enough of it or not consuming enough, and then therefore some of it coming back up. But it is really hard for me to drink it now. So I don't drink Scratch really anymore unless it's the Hint of Lemon electrolyte powder, because it's not sweet at all. And plus, I just prefer to eat my calories on the bike. On the run, I almost always stick with gels, but I've just gotten to the point where I would rather eat my calories on the bike. So I love to eat, might as well eat rather than not. So catch you guys at the pool, let you know what the workout is, and then we'll see what we're having for dinner. This should be interesting because I have nothing made yet, so, and nothing planned. We'll just have to wait and see. See you soon. After my warm-up, which was like a 600, I did 3x3x50 and 3x3x25. And then I did a 600 pull as a part of that. First main set was a 3x300. Then right after that, I believe was a 3x4x150. And that was so incredibly difficult. I can't even explain it. Well, I think my goggles were a little too tight on this one. That's really bad. 45-50 done. Would not recommend doing that with a sore throat. It's 8 o'clock now. I literally got kicked out of the pool. But got it done. It's over. It's 8 o'clock. It's time to go home and eat. I have a protein bar here I'm going to eat on the way home because I'm pretty hungry. They're so good. They're called One Bars, and the flavor is s'mores. Very, very, very good. But I have definitely grown to love swimming to an extent with my hip injury, which I'll explain in the interview with Merryll at some point. With my hip injury, most of this spring I couldn't bike or run. Spring and almost early summer, right up until I got my first cortisone shot. I was really just swimming, and I hated it, but I also grew to love it. So it's definitely a lot easier now, only swimming 2 to 3 days a week rather than 4 to 5 at the time. And it's crazy how our minds work. Everything is so comparative. It's like, 2 to 3 days of swimming is not that bad. But I would never say that any other build, but I think that way because I was used to swimming 4 to 5 days a week. Really from last November until this May. So I'm grateful swimming's an option. I don't want that to change. But I would not recommend swimming with a little upper respiratory something, because that was not easy. So I'm ready to go home, eat some dinner, and go to bed. I should be in bed within the next hour, but we will see how that works. I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner yet, and I don't know. One of my all-time favorite things to do on the way home from a good swim is to roll the windows down, unless it's winter and the windows. Well, anyway, unless it's winter, I will not roll the windows down. But in the summertime, roll the windows down, throw some Coldplay on, just throw a jam on, and just celebrate the fact that the swim is done. All right, the day is done. The swim is done. I have showered, I have eaten, but when I got home, so for dinner, I just did something super simple. It was a frozen banana with almond milk and a scoop of protein powder from BPN. Their cinnamon roll protein powder is so good. I did that, some spinach and some yogurt. So I just made a quick smoothie. just showered, and now I am going to bed, about to head to sleep. Some nights, if I am going to bed and I can feel my calves tight or my hamstrings tight or my quads tight, I'll roll out. That is like few and far between does that happen. But that is something that I have found myself doing a little bit more of recently with training ramping up. So tomorrow I have a 2-hour ride on the books, maybe a 2,800 swim. It's so easy for me to get rides and runs in. It's always difficult for me to get swims in because you got to go to the pool, and then you got to make sure it's the right hours, and then maybe there's not a lane open. So there's just always something going on. I am heading to bed now, and that's it. Thanks for joining for a day in the life of Merryll and Olivia getting ready for Ironman World Championships 2023 in Kona. See y'all soon.